The last thing I expected to do this month was actually really like the mustache. Consider keeping the mustache indefinitely. Actually thinking it's pretty damn nice. And receiving multiple people being like, hey, mustaches would normally look really bad, but for some reason, it actually works on you. That's pretty cool. I want to say that was the last thing I would expect this month. That the mustache would turn out the best thing I've done, visually. Saving the beard. I mean, keeping it trimmed as well. But I can't say that. Instead, I can say that the best thing so far this month has been that we've already broken the $500. So many people have given. So many. Notably, Extreme Speed, Smiley, Lexi. So many people have given, though, that I can't thank all of you enough. It's crazy that we've done this so far. We're not even halfway through. We hit $600 on the 8th. Just over a week in. What are you talking about? That's crazy. And we've still got like 18 days left to go. We've still got almost 20 days to continue raising money for people struggling. And that's crazy to me. I thought that I'd do these 2 videos where I open up a bit more, and I encourage you guys to go and donate more. But in the last video, I showed an email that I sent to a teacher. And I thought I'd talk about that because it reflects a lot on doing what I'm doing here today. Where, essentially, the email is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It'll probably be on screen right now. But this was well after school. I'd already finished being at that school. And things hadn't gotten any better at home. With social anxiety, with just wanting to just bury my head in video games and not wanting to do anything else, because if I went outside, it would either be verbal, emotional, sometimes physical abuse, and as the email says, it got physical at times. But I was angry. I was angry. A good friend of mine, who I consider a brother, truly, I asked him for the email of the teacher who I had a meeting with, a specific disciplinary meeting, or like a this kid's been bad, you need to talk to him. That meeting. I had this meeting with him, and I asked for his email from my friend here in the summer holidays of being done with school. I asked for that email, and afterwards he asked me, "Hey, just so I didn't facilitate you just raging at some teacher, what did you email about?" And I talked to him, and that was when I first opened up to this mate about some of the things I'd been going through, and we've been incredibly close mates ever since. And I told him about the email, how there was a meeting that I had where it was right after I hadn't been attending school as much, because I'd wake up too late, because I'd stay up all night, because I couldn't get to sleep, because I couldn't stop thinking about just the situation I was in, or having a big argument, or feeling trapped where I was. And I tried to express that, and it wasn't seen by him. I tried to express that my home life wasn't the best, but it just wasn't being seen by the teacher. He was choosing to side with my father at that time. Until I sent this email talking about how he had been wrong. Talking about, now it wasn't his fault, but, because it was my father's fault. It wasn't his fault. Instead, it was just a point in time where things got worse because my father now had the backing of a member of staff. And when I sent this email, I felt, I don't remember. I want to say nothing. I want to say vindicated, but I don't remember. I'd be lying if I said anything. But I sent this email, and then later, those summer holidays, pandemic hits. I believe I ended up I was in college, pandemic hit, I ended up getting kicked out of kicked out of the house. I moved. I started this. And then when the next school year began, I got a phone call from, I believe it was one of the higher-ups in the office. And I was confused at first because I had no idea what they were talking about. And she talks about an email I sent. And she talks about how this email was actually very powerful. And it was said, written in a way, whatever, I'm not going to toot my own, oh, look, I could write an email. But she said that because of this email, obviously all the teachers are connected to every system or whatever. They had a bunch of meetings. They've squashed some stuff out. They've realized some flaws. And out of all of that, what feels really good is that if some kid like me, the exact same situation, finds himself in the school system, if some kid in my exact situation finds himself in that exact place, he might get some help that I didn't get. And that is one of the better feelings I've ever felt in my entire life, to know and think that. And I think that plays a big part in processing that I've raised $663 going towards Movember. Because that's $663 that is now going to go to help someone in a struggling position. Because a lot of men, of course, this is Men's Mental Health Month, a lot of men are struggling and don't want to admit it. A lot of men need help and just need to reach out somewhere. And these funds that will go to Movember are specifically to help that thing. And if it helps even one kid who's in anywhere near my own position back then, I think the whole thing feels incredibly... It just feels incredible. And we're not even done. And I want to urge you, again, just reach out. I tried when I was at school, but I guess you could say I didn't try enough. But I tried my best. That's what's important. But clearly I didn't try enough for that specific situation. Until I did. Until I pushed. And then I did. And then stuff changed. So just reach out, man. Trust me. That role model that you're following online, who tells you to bury your emotions and never feel anything and treat other people terribly and you're owed. If you act like this, then you deserve being treated like this, actually. No. Be a decent person, reach out to someone, and just get out there. And if you've got people around you, then reach out to them. Make sure they know that they don't have to follow these terrible mantras set around. Make sure those people in your life know that you're there for them, that you're there to lead them and help them before they go off an edge of not only a dark edge, but also an edge where they develop their deep-rooted sadness and hating the situation they're in and hating the world for putting them in the situation they're in into different isms, different ists, different variations of different things that end in ist. You know, any one of them. They could take that pick. So just be the person there for them. And reach out, because that's the most important thing you can do. And if you can, please give to the fundraiser. I'll see you boys on the 20th, or around the 20th, because that's when we'll do the next big update on what's been going on. See you boys then, in a